Tonight, showing Jimmy and his cat, Daniel Radcliffe, Cedric the Entertainer, musical guest,
Please, thanks so much for coming.
It's a pleasure. My pleasure to be here.
After you, Mr. Gage.
Yeah, thanks for letting me in.
Mr. Gage, what an absolute pleasure it is to have you on the show today.
It's great to be here.
Now, before we start, can I get you absolutely anything?
No, I'm all right. Maybe you got some extra, some frontal lobe lying around?
Phineas, you know the Tampin are supposed to go on the ground and not your head, right?
Are you done?
Now, Mr. Gage, what can you tell us about the accident?
So, Phineas, how did the accident change your life?
I mean, it changed me a lot. I used to be a very reliable and diligent worker, but after my frontal cortex got absolutely blasted by the railroad spike, I became, a lot more impulsive. I had trouble paying attention and focusing on all these tasks that I had to do.
Now, Mr. Gage, how would you say that affected your personality?
Well, I think it did, because I used to be a very kind and gentle person, but again, after the accident, I became a lot more irritable and aggressive. I lost my sense of humor.
So, Phineas, how did your friends and family react to changes in your personality?
I mean, it was hard for them at first. They didn't know how to deal with the new me, if you want to say it like that. But over time, they came to accept me for who I was.
Aww. There's been a lot of talk about you over the years. What do you think that your story means to the world of science?
I mean, I think it shows that the brain is a very complex organ. Even a small amount of damage can have a profound impact on one's behavior, personality, emotions, all those things. I hope that my story can help scientists to better understand the brain and how this all works.
I'm curious to know how you feel about how scientists and the media have portrayed your story over the years.
It's been really interesting to see how my story has, unfolded over the past 150 years. At first, I was seen as a scientific curiosity, not really a person, but I was just a freak of nature. But over time, at the, expense of my frontal lobe, scientists have come to realize that my case is actually really quite important. My story has helped them to better understand the frontal lobe in personality, emotion, and decision making.
What an incredible story.
Mr. Gage, you mentioned earlier that you became more impulsive and less reserved. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. I mean, I used to be a very cautious person. I always thought things through before I acted. But after the accident, I started to take more risks. Started to take more risks. I became more outspoken and opinionated. And I'm now no longer afraid about what I want to say.
Now, are you happy with the way your story has been used?
I mean, I think it's been used for good over the years. It's helped to raise a lot of awareness about brain injury and brain safety. And it's also helped to dispel a lot of those myths and misconceptions around brain safety. So, yeah, happy with how it's been used.
Excellent. I'm glad we could learn so much from your devastating accident.
Well, I guess that's just the way the railroad spike implodes.
I'm just kidding. If it right through my brain. Now nobody thinks I am the same. I'm just a kid.